Well, hello everyone. It's Foxanne's big day. It's quite cold today. It's down to 6 degrees centigrade today. Quite windy, as you can hear. We're going to have to drop some merch off at the post office on the way, because I forgot to do that on the way here. But it is MOT time. I've got my choke set. We will take the mole grips off for driving on the road. This is just to get her warmed up. And I've got her keys out somewhere. Where did I put her keys? Oh yes, in my pocket. There we go. So hopefully she will start nice and promptly and we can be on our way without drama. That'd be good. Drove up here in the Camry today, which lost a hell of a lot of water last week for reasons unknown. But probably head gasket. That was the sound of my mole grips falling off. A better choke cable solution is required. I thought I had one on the way, which is why I haven't bothered trying to fit a choke cable. Oh, where did they go? Oh, it's already gone Hubnut farcical. I'm going to need a torch to see where my mole grips have just got. Oh, there they are. I fell down in front of the fan. That's great. I will need two hands for this. Just set you up there momentarily. So we pull the choke on and we clip these on about there, and we hope this time they actually stay in place. Yeah, I spoke to someone and I thought he was going to send me one with an invoice and I would settle up and all that, but it hasn't arrived, so I'm a bit stuck on that front. Let's try again. There we go. Pull her out and we can fill her up with stuff, and I'll have to warm her up to the point I can get the choke off before we can actually set off on today's journey. So yeah, that's where we are with everything today. That's more items dropped off at the little post office behind us. Stuff going to Australia and Ohio today, which is just incredible. But yeah, the sea is pretty rough today. It's a bit stormy, very blowy. Poor little Foxanne's getting blown around a bit, but we better get on our way. We are now driving to a pre-booked MOT, although I'm going to have to get fuel on the way because she's a little bit low. But yeah, let's go. Oh, that's the furthest Foxanne's driven in quite a long time, since before Christmas 2020. I've added little blind spot mirrors, and that's made a massive difference. The mirrors on this car are rubbish. First time I drove Foxanne on a motorway, it was terrifying because I just simply didn't have the field of vision. Of course, being a van, there's no over the shoulder view. Temperature gauge seems to be sitting low today. Not quite sure where it's going to be. We've got a bit of a drive. We're going to Madeira on Havard for the MOT, but I'll probably go to Aberystwyth first because I think I'll need fuel. It's the only place around here I can get E5. I don't have to worry about the lack of lead because the Reliant engine is all alloy, so it has hardened valve seats from the factory, but E10 does cause me some concern. Foxanne hasn't had any fuel since we fitted the new fuel tank, and I can't even remember when that was. At some point in 2021, I think we did that, and the rear shock absorbers. Yeah, she's got a new fuel tank, so that should stand her in good stead. But no, that fuel we put in her then was before E10 became a thing. And now, annoyingly, most of the petrol stations in this area only sell E10, which is no good to me whatsoever with my older cars. So while I'm trying E10 in LE2CV to see what issues we have, I'm sticking to E5 in the other old cars like Foxanne. Now just coming down into the pretty little town of Aberystwyth. Bit of a pinch point over this bridge, and a nice big hill climb the other side. Come on, Foxanne. is why I think she needs tuning by someone that isn't me. I think she's got more to give. Wipers and washers work. Passenger wiper blade I stole from Myrtle, so it's a little undersized, but it does the job. Oil pressure gauge still not connected up, so don't worry about that. Temperature gauge still on the low side. It did get up to the middle briefly at one point, but then seemed to drop away again. So I think I should try a new temperature sensor. Just filled up in Aberystwyth. No need to get to the MOT, which is in 20 minutes. It's about a 20-minute drive. So, oh, still got my mask on. Don't need that anymore. My feet are freezing. The heater output is terrible. I genuinely think it's warmer in LE the 2CV. But yeah, very pleasant. It's not a bad day at all. That wiper blade doesn't seem to have enough pressure on it, which could either be weak springs in the arm or it could be wear in the spindle. I think the spindles are a bit worn, which is why that wiper's going quite so far. It's got a massive travel on it. So hopefully that'll be okay for the MOT. They're a bit more strict on windscreen wipers than they used to be. Or maybe I can tweak it a bit before it goes in, but we should be arriving just as she's due to start the test, so not much fettling time. It is nice to be out in Foxanne though. She makes so many characterful noises, although I'm sure some of the characterful noises from the gearbox shouldn't actually be there. I wonder if the lay shaft bearings are a little on the worn side. I have no idea about so much of the mechanical makeup of this car. The engine was a very kind donation from someone in the club who warned me it was a bit smoky, but actually it's been fine, and he thinks it might have been bad fuel that was causing his smoking issues. The speedometer's, well, the odometer more to the point, has got 93,000 miles on it, but whether the gearbox has ever been replaced, who's to know? The engine that came out of it when I got it, I bought it without the engine fitted, but they did give me the engine. That turned out to be a 750 unit, which was never used in these cars, and it was very, very badly heat seized. It was utterly destroyed because it popped a core plug and the owner kept on driving. That's what took this off the road for a good few years. A local company was trying to fix it, but they couldn't even get the cylinder head off because you need a special tool to do that. Steel dowels, alloy engine, getting them apart can be a bit tricky. Yeah, seems we're going well so far, so we'll push on. We'll now head to Pontre de Grois. Now we can really open her up. I have a feeling the speedometer overreads, but I can't remember which way. I should have set my sat nav up. But it should be pointed out the gearing is a fair bit shorter on these than the Reliant Robin three-wheelers or Rialtos when these were in production. So they're a fair bit fussier, whereas a three-wheeler will quite easily do 80 miles an hour. I think that would be a challenge in Foxanne, unless I fit a different rear axle. They fitted that low rear axle for load lugging capability. That's an indicated 60 and it's quite revvy. Right, let's go and see what the MOT man says. And the news is in. Excuse the noise, they're working on a transit van. The news is in, she has passed the MOT. That's good news. Now I can go and drive home and leave them to listen to their lovely loud music. Oh yeah, that is very satisfying. She's done about 1,500 miles between tests, which is appalling. So let's see if we can do better in 2022. Well, I've come to this little scenic spot to talk through a bit more about the MOT. So, good old Foxanne, well done. And let's have a look at the paperwork, which I've actually put in the clipboard for Foxanne. Here we go. So that's my receipt. So we've got an oil leak but not excessive. I think that's the front timing cover. Oil leak but not excessive rear diff. That's a nose seal, I know about that. He's put in brackets, steering wrap bushes have slight movement. It is very slight. He let me come and have a look while he was using his shaker plate. And offside front lower ball joint grease nipple missing. So it does actually have ball joint grease nipples, but when you're right under the vehicle you can see that the grease nipple's missing. So that needs sorting out, and then we can grease that bottom ball joint. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but we'll get that sorted out. I have more of a list. In fact, there's all sorts on here. The offside rear brake, it passed the test, but it was down on both the parking and the foot brake, especially the parking brake, so the handbrake here, that offside one. So it might be an adjustment issue. It might need sort of, a good go over, but that needs to be done. Heater pipe that feeds the heater into the cabin has got a split. That needs sorting. The heater fan is actually loose and needs attaching properly. Steering back bushes I've put in there. I still need to clean the interior. That still hasn't happened. Choke cable, rubber bushes at the front end and the front dampers, all on the to-do list. So some of those are MOT items, some of them are not. We will be cracking on with those, but now we can go for a drive. So let's do that. I'll get you reattached and we'll drive down one of the more entertaining roads here in rural Ceredigion. But it's a further reminder that the MOT standards for a brake pass are woeful, really. I'm not happy knowing the handbrake is that poor. So that will be getting sorted out. But I suppose the benefit of it passing is I can drive home and sort it out. So that's what we'll do. Start the engine. Check blind spot. Blind spot is massive here. I'm going to have to come out a bit to see around the corner. Yep, no one coming. Here we go. We are going downhill. She doesn't always accelerate this quickly. Shame the weather's turned. It was just sunny. But there we go. Anyway, I'm going to continue home. That is the end of this spirited little drive in Foxanne. We'll hope to have some adventures. Hope to get some of those jobs clicked off on the to-do list. Front dampers are very bad, you're very bouncy. And yeah, look forward to seeing you in a future video. Farewell. No pachu, just the lovely view.